The fragile peace is broken. Two global superpowers are on a collision course, and the world is being dragged into darkness.
Enough to change human civilization forever. This is not just a battle between two nations. It is a fight for power, technology, money, oceans, and control over the future itself. On one side stands the world's oldest superpower, the United States. On the other side rises a rapidly expanding force, China, and the entire world is watching in fear, wondering whether the next global war is already beginning. Around 30 years ago, China was seen mainly as a country that manufactured cheap products, but slowly, it took control of the world's factories. From smartphones to computers, from toys to military equipment, much of the world's production began moving to China. Its economy grew so rapidly that it started openly challenging the United States. This was no longer just a trade competition. It had become a battle for global dominance. For decades, America remained the most powerful nation on Earth. It possessed the world's strongest military, the most influential currency, and military bases spread across the globe. But China adopted a strategy that many experts considered far more dangerous. Without firing bullets, it made dozens of countries economically dependent on itself. From Africa to Asia, China built ports, highways, railways, and offered massive loans, quietly expanding its influence across continents. The world called it the Belt and Road Initiative. On the surface, it looked like development, but many believed it was China's silent weapon. Then came the technology war. The United States feared that if China gained dominance in artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and supercomputers, the future balance of power would completely change. In response, America began restricting Chinese tech companies. The world's biggest technology corporations became part of an invisible war. Slowly, the internet itself started dividing into two systems, an American digital world and a Chinese digital world. But the greatest danger was not trade or technology. The greatest danger was Taiwan, a small island, but one of the most strategically important places on Earth. China considers Taiwan part of its territory, while Taiwan sees itself as independent. The United States openly supports Taiwan, and many experts believe this could become the exact place where the first shot of a future war is fired. Military analysts warn that if China attacks Taiwan, America will not stay silent. Japan, South Korea, Australia, and several Western allies could immediately become involved. That would mean the largest military confrontation in modern history. Warships across the Pacific Ocean, fighter jets dominating the skies, cyber attacks shutting down infrastructure, satellites destroyed in orbit, and perhaps even the threat of nuclear weapons. But the wars of the future will not only be fought on land. The next battlefield will be electricity, data, and the internet itself. Imagine waking up one morning and discovering the global internet has collapsed. Banking systems no longer function, airports are frozen, hospitals lose power, and entire cities fall into chaos, all without a single missile being launched. Both China and the United States possess cyber capabilities powerful enough to make that scenario possible. The world's greatest fear is not who would win such a war. The greatest fear is that humanity itself would lose. Both countries possess enough nuclear weapons to destroy civilization many times over. Scientists warn that a nuclear conflict would not only burn cities, it could push Earth into years of darkness and freezing temperatures. Crops would fail, global famine would spread. Millions, perhaps billions, could die from hunger, disease, and collapse. But the real question remains, will this war actually happen? Maybe not, because both nations understand that direct war could become mutual destruction. That is why they are trying to weaken each other through trade wars, political influence, cyber warfare, economic pressure, and intelligence operations. What the world is witnessing today resembles a new kind of Cold War, one where bullets are fewer, but the danger is far greater. Today, America represents the old global power, while China is trying to become the power of the future. Their rivalry is not only a clash between nations, but a conflict between two systems and two visions for the world. One side promotes democracy and open influence. The other relies on centralized control and strategic expansion. And the outcome of this struggle may affect every human life on the planet.